Donna. Welcome to my garden. I am going to cook some peppers today. I have a lot of peppers coming in, and as you probably know, when you have a lot of peppers coming in on your plant, you need to go ahead and get those off so that some more can start producing. Okay, so I've let these go a little bit longer than I prefer. This is the giant Marconi, and it's a thin wall pepper. So I'm going to do a stuffed pepper though. So you typically think of doing a stuffed pepper with a blocky pepper with a thick wall, but I really like to do this Greek style stuffed pepper, and I will marinate some lamb, some ground lamb with peppercorns and juniper berries and some Greek oregano, rosemary. We'll have a lot of things going on, sun-dried tomato. It'll be really good, and we'll mix it in with a little bit of rice, and it's my favorite way to cook it. Okay, now I have everything I need, and I'm going to go ahead and make my marinade. I need black peppercorns, some red wine vinegar, and some juniper berries, along with some of the herbs that I've already picked. And I'll start by trimming and peeling my garlic cloves. I like to trim off the little woody end on the garlic and then give it a good smash, and it's so much easier to peel that way. And then I'll prepare my fresh herbs. I'm going to use the rosemary and the Greek oregano in the marinade. So I'm remove the leaves from the woody stems, and I'm going to add this to my Vitamix blender along with the juniper berries and the black peppercorns, my garlic cloves, my fresh herbs, and then I'll need to add my liquid ingredients as well. Now normally I wouldn't make a marinade for a ground meat, but I want to add flavor to this lamb, so I'm not doing this to tenderize the meat at all. I'm simply doing it to add some flavor. I will put this in my refrigerator for about 6 hours during the day and let all those flavors get into the meat. And I'm also going to rehydrate my sun-dried tomatoes during the day, and then I'll prepare my peppers this evening. It's time to go ahead and get the pepper started. I need 2 cups of cooked rice. I'm cooking a little more than that. I only need 2 though, 2 cups. I'm going to go ahead and brown my marinated ground lamb. While that is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and chop up some red onion. I only need 1 onion, and this is something that I actually grew in my garden this spring. It turned out to be a fabulous onion. It has a very strong flavor raw, but when you cook it, it takes on a completely different flavor. It's very sweet, and the color is just beautiful. So I removed my cooked lamb from the skillet, and then I sauteed my onion. I drained my sun-dried tomatoes. They were nice and soft. I only need half a cup of those. Went ahead and combined my onions to my meat. Prepared my other fresh herbs that I need for the stuffing on the peppers, greased my pan, washed my peppers, and then I crumbled up my feta cheese a little bit better. In the US, it's easy to find a cow's milk feta cheese, but I do recommend trying to get a goat's milk feta cheese. I went ahead and combined all of my ingredients along with 2 cups of the cooked rice, and I set that aside while I trimmed my peppers. This is a 4-lobe pepper, and you can tell from the creases on the pepper. There will be 4 creases that kind of go down the walls of the pepper, and I just slice them down like that, and then trim them. And the funny thing about these peppers is that after I was finished stuffing all of the peppers, you know, my family, they were at Boy Scouts that evening, the lights went out. And so no one got to eat peppers. Everybody had cereal bars for dinner that night. And so I wanted to keep on cooking. So I waited for like 3 hours for the electricity to come back on, and I went ahead and cooked me 2 of those. Everyone else had already gone to bed. So, but they were fine in the refrigerator the next day. They tasted just as good. So I went ahead and baked these in the oven. Then I remembered I'm going to eat these with sour cream. So it made me think of when I visited Greece on the bay. There they would serve a sauce, but it was made with mayonnaise, dill, olive oil, lemon juice. That's some octopus there. So good. It was so good there. And this is where they cook their fish. So I thought of a sauce that I ate when I was at this little taverna. And even though this was a fish place, I still wanted to bring back the flavors of Greece. So I remembered I had some dill in my garden. So I picked that along with some chives, some capers, and I mixed it in with the sour cream, and I knew I was going to serve the wedge of lemon on the side. When I was in Greece, the sauce was a mayonnaise, olive oil, capers, dill, lemon, and olive oil, and salt and pepper. So I'm doing kind of a variation on this just because I thought of it. I always do this at the end of making a dish. I kind of get this creative, I don't know what it is, but there's something at the very end when I'm cooking that I want to just do something different. So this is what I did. I just made this little sauce that I would serve with my peppers instead of just the standard sour cream and a lemon wedge, which is the way I normally eat it. And I didn't put too many capers in there. I thought that might be a little bit too much. Fine with fish, but I don't know about a stuffed pepper, so I just put about 5 in there. And then my peppers were ready. And then comes the fun part. I like to use my fresh herbs and decorate my dish. I trimmed off some Greek oregano leaves, and then I took the Anise hyssop leaf, which already had a little bit of a heart shape on it, and gave it a little bit more of a shape. These were giant nasturtium leaves, so much bigger than your traditional nasturtium leaves. I thought that might make a good little plate for the sauce. I didn't end up eating the nasturtium leaves. They have a little bit more of a peppery flavor to them than I prefer. And then I just took the little bit of the dill tip that I had trimmed off earlier and reserved to garnish. I put that right there on there. And I used some of and then the lemon wedge, of course. Put the Anise hyssop leaves down and then sprinkled the Greek oregano. Had my calendula flower. And I needed some color. There was just way too much green going on here, so I sprinkled some of the petals on my plate to give it a little color. And then I took some pineapple mint, which has a variegated leaf, and I thought that would bring in some of the white and green together, and topped it with a nasturtium flower, of which I just ate the petals later on. I just pulled off the petals and tossed those on my plate. I took a quick picture, and then it was time to eat. I was so hungry. So I went ahead and put a little bit of the lemon right on my peppers. It seems like I remember in Greece we had lemon on everything, and in South America, Central America, you need lime on everything. I think in the US we put salt on everything. So I did give it some lemon. I didn't eat the pineapple mint either. I just did that for the picture. There was already no, mint in the stuffing. And then if you can cook your peppers on a dark coated pan, you will get a wonderful color on the bottom of your peppers, and it is so good. It adds such a good flavor to these peppers. I highly recommend trying to get that brown color on the bottom of your peppers. It just turned out so good, and I had so many different things going on here. Now the calendula doesn't add hardly any flavor at all, so it's always just nice for color. I'll put that on there. The Anise hyssop leaf was a pleasant surprise because it has that mild licorice flavor, almost like a French tarragon, but not as strong as a Thai basil. If you grow those, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the Anise hyssop leaves, those were some of my favorite on here, so I will definitely be growing that again next year as well. And thanks so much for taking the time to stop and share in my recipe with me here. Hopefully I can share some more with you soon, and thanks for watching.